Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm CC Broadus, joined by Dan Cronin, the chairman and the CEO of FBG, Fat Ball Guy Racing.com. Hello, Dan. How's it going?
Very good. Very good. Be nice to hit a couple more bets, but always got another day.
Indeed. We're going to recap this Haskell Stakes on Saturday in the slop at Monmouth Park in New Jersey. Let's first take a look at the field. I've got the field with the morning line odds here. I'll note some significant changes here. Number two, Further Ado was sent off at even money. The Puma was sent off as the second choice at 3.3 to 1, and Napoleon Solo 3.6 to 1. Now let's look at the race and immediately, let's see if we can, yeah, let's get this here started. Further Ado broke okay. The winner, Baby Vino, broke alertly, and then Paco sends Napoleon Solo up on the outside as they pass the finish line for the first time. Napoleon Solo takes the lead. Further Ado's going to be wrangled back, and Red Ortiz is going to put him into the three spot as Paco goes wide into that first turn. Dan, you take it away from here.
Yeah, Paco basically, like we were saying, he tried to ride two or three horses in this race instead of just riding his own, and he got burned because as you can see down the backstretch, he just keeps looking behind him, wondering where Iron Honor is and wondering where Further Ado is and the Puma and everybody else, instead of just sticking to that golden rail and flying around there. He's 5, 6 pass off. And as they turn that bend, Further Ado's got nothing. And unfortunately for anybody that bet on Napoleon Solo and me and my exactas, Baby Vino made an early move and shot through that fence, and Paco was shocked, to say the least. He was not prepared for that. He was not thinking that that was going to happen. And Vargas rode a great race and then ultimately outgutted him down the stretch. But Napoleon Solo was probably the best horse. Just, you sometimes you got to ride your horse and quit worrying about everybody else. And the shocking thing to me is those two ran very well. Iron Honor didn't show up, the Puma didn't show up, and Further Ado was absolutely awful. And maybe it was the track, I don't know, but Baby Vino's a good horse. Or it could just say how bad the 3-year-old division is, one of the two.
I think there's some truth in everything you said there. Yeah, not not. I think Paco Lopez is a fantastic jockey, but he does turn in some head scratching rides, and he did. I think he did cost Napoleon Solo the race. If he did, I didn't watch a lot of races on this Monmouth card. Was the rail not great, or were the riders trying to stay off the rail? Did you notice anything different?
I mean, I didn't see anything like that, and I bet all day long. I mean, Echo Sound wasn't real wide, and he won. And now Profound early in the day did come swooping, but he caught the speed horse right on the wire. Um, Roos did come running late in the third race. And then let's see, the Molly pitcher Splendora was right on the fence and went all the way around. So, you know, Pratt didn't stay in the 10 path with her at all. The weird thing is speed wasn't great all day. Echo Sound did go early. Wasn't on the fence, but was in the 2 path, got to the lead and ultimately ended up on the fence. I mean, he didn't go way wide with that one either. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand what he was doing. And we've seen Rosario do that several times over the years where he keeps them way out in the middle. I don't think he was instructed to do that, CC, because when you watch the reaction of Chad Summers and they showed him watching the race, he was not happy. He was not happy at all.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I get it. Going in with that game plan, he thinks, I got to beat Further Ado. And that's what he's thinking. And he knows Further Ado's stalking right on his outside. So he's trying to float him out as far as he can get. But man, on the second turn, I just don't understand why he didn't drop over to the fence and head for the wire. I don't understand why he stayed so wide. And maybe he just didn't see Baby Vino coming with that early move. Is
Right.
the only thing I can think of. But I'm with you. I love Paco's riding. I mean, he's winning almost 50% there. I mean, he's killing the meat. I just don't I don't know. I think he overthought the race.
Well, let's give Baby Vino his flowers. Really an up and comer for a up and coming trainer, Lindsay Schultz. Happy for her. She's kind of, I think she's more Oak Lawn, and I think she's had some horses run here in Kentucky. But
Yep.
very happy that she picked up the win here with Baby Vino. Maybe on to the Travers for Baby Vino. Should be able to run all day. He's a son of Vino Rosso, who won the Breeders' Cup Classic for Todd Pletcher as a 4 year old. Maybe some improvement coming for Baby Vino. Uh, I haven't heard. I'm assuming Travers next for him if all goes well.
Yeah, I would think so. And see, you got to give yourself some props. I mean, if you were on that Churchill feed, they'd be bragging about you like crazy. You're the one that brought Baby Vino even into the fold and thought that he had a real nice long shot chance to win when we did our video, and actually got me to use the horse in the exacta. I just wasn't smart enough to flip it around. I pulled a
Never would have
B.
dreamed. I never would have dreamed he'd gotten a trip like that, though. I mean,
Right.
absolutely just rail skimming, and that was, I mean, hats off to Jorge Vargas Jr. because that was a heady ride to just skim the fence, and then
That
the
was a
horse,
great ride. Now the
yeah.
question is, who's all going to the Travers? I mean, Baby Vino figures to go. I would think Napoleon Solo is going to go.
Well,
Um,
I was going to ask you. I've got three questions I want to ask you
sure.
in the aftermath of the Haskell, and the first one would be: do the results of the Haskell help the Pennsylvania Derby and hurt the Travers? Because I was hopeful that a lot of these horses would just come out of this race and go straight to the Travers. Now, I wonder if Further Ado would even consider going to the Travers. The Puma was disappointing somewhat. Uh, Ocelli was awful. He was beaten what more than 30 lengths. He basically eased under the wire. I don't know. Iron Honor probably a turn back is in order. What do you think? Are these horses? You think they would? Are they right to skip the Travers? Just go for the Pennsylvania Derby, hopefully on a dry track at a shorter distance.
Yeah, I would think, pretty much anybody other than the top two, I would not go to the Travers. Further ado, now I know nobody thought this, but I was thinking a little bit this way on why did Brad Cox protect this horse so much after the Derby to send him to the little old Matt Winn and not to some big time stake. And now after this result, I'm wondering, did he know something that we didn't know? Did he know in the training that, man, this horse is really not that good? I'm starting to wonder now, maybe he didn't know. Uh, and we'll know right away. If he puts him in the Travers, then that statement was stupid. If he goes to the Pennsylvania Derby with him or sends him to some, junior varsity derby somewhere, then we're going to know. I wouldn't take Further Ado to the Travers off this effort. No way.
Okay,
I think he's a notch below.
that was my next question: is yes or no? Is Further Ado a fraud? Because
Yes.
he's been sent off the favorite now in two Grade One races, the Kentucky Derby and now the Haskell, and he's finished off the board in basically the two biggest tests of his career, and he's failed both.
Yeah, I think he's just a notch below that when he gets everything his own way in a clearly lower tiered race, um, he'll run. But the minute he faces any adversity or any resistance, he just quits. And yeah, I wouldn't want him moving forward in any big time race. You know, some grade three somewhere, yeah, he catches the right field, but he's certainly not the best in that barn.
Now, I would say as he grows older, hopefully they'll keep him in training as a 4 year old. I think he could grow into a really nice horse down the line. So uh, I'd be he's been disappointing this year, but yeah, uh, he could grow into something better. And my final question for you, let's talk about the Travers Golden Tempo. I read recently, I totally missed this, and I started researching him a little bit today. Missed 10 days of training, so he's going to skip the Jim Dandy and go straight to the Travers. Uh, Golden Tempo, you a for or against in Travers, knowing that he's missed some training?
I would be against. I mean, I don't like that. I mean, I'd say he's even money to even make it to the Travers or ever run again. Um, and I think that's what happens when you win the Derby. They're all so protective of your worth. One little bitty thing, and he may never run again. And that 10 days of training scares me. I would be against because he's probably going to be the favorite, and he probably deserves to be the favorite depending on who shows up. Um, but man, I'd be really, really leery of taking 2-1 on him after missing that training. Just, I mean, and he's got plenty of time. He's got a whole month and what, another week to catch up. So he could have 4 or 5 works, but I don't know. Right now, until we see those works and see if he's really starting to flourish again as of July 20th, I'd be scared to death to take him at a short price.
I'm trying to think of horses that have come into the Travers off a layoff. I think Rich Strike did it because he was a below average Derby horse. I think McPeak tried it with Repent a long time ago. Bellamy Road tried it for Zito a long time ago. Most trainers like to get a prep into the race. It's hard to do
Yeah.
right break.
I
Yeah,
mean, you got to have a prep.
yeah.
To go a mile and a quarter. I mean, that's a long, and not only is it a mile and a quarter, and you see this on my handicapping sheet all the time. You can't fake it at Saratoga. You're not winning at a mile and an eighth or a mile and a quarter if you don't really want it. You can fake it in the Haskell. You can fake it out west. You're not faking it at Saratoga. That is a demanding racetrack. And when they turn for home, there's a lot of them looking for a place to lay down on that track. And that's why Golden Tempo's got such a good shot. But the layoff, is he going to get tired when they turn for home? So, horses like Commandment and some of them other ones, Rapoli's, Pletchers, those horses got big chances in the Travers. And then, does somebody somehow get to be Lone Speed? We'll have to see the who's actually coming first. But yeah, this group, man,
Very frustrating.
yeah, it's really wide open, and Commandment just keeps popping off my head because I mean maybe he is the best horse and just got a terrible ride in the Derby, and he just got outrun by a little bit in the Belmont, and they're coming right back, and he hasn't missed a beat. So we'll see. But if you made me pick on July 20th, the Commandment would be at the top right now.
Okay, I'll get you out of here on this final question. I know you saw Knightsbridge win the Monmouth Cup by a million lengths. He earned a 122 buyer. What do we make of this? Is this horse a one to watch, or is it just maybe an aberration where the rest of the field didn't run up to par and the figure makers didn't know what to do with the race?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. I mean, I didn't think there was any way he could lose if the gate opened. I thought he was the biggest cinch of the week. We thought we were going to get 6-5 or even money as they went in the gate, and then down the backside he mysteriously went to 1-2, which is extremely frustrating to the guys like me that were betting. But yeah, I mean that race was so paceless. You knew he was going to waltz to the lead on a speed favoring track. There was Skippy Longstocking is a decent horse, but he's not the elite of the elite. And so he was not going to run him down when he was allowed to jog along, and that happens in some of these, major Grade 1 races. And I was glad he put him in that race. I don't believe that buyer number for a second. I would just say, look, just figure him at about 105 and be done with it. Um, can he get a mile and an eighth or a mile and a quarter at Saratoga? That's a whole different ball game. Could he get it at Keeneland? Now we're talking. You know, like I've said many times, there's three Breeders' Cup winners, wire to wire, and flight line past one horse. I mean, the Breeders' Cup Classic is now in play for Knightsbridge. But more importantly, not only that, all these mile and an eighth big time races are now in play for him because if he can get an easy pace like that, which he can in a lot of these races, why not enter him? I mean, 500,000, 750 million. White Barrio did the same thing, was able, so I mean, you can win some of them races like that. So I think he fits with all the other ones. I don't see anybody other than Forever Young that's probably way better than the other ones right now.
There's a 10 furlong race at Belmont coming up in September where he would go, or he would be pitted against Forever Young. So that'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun. Hopefully we have a bunch of horses show up for that. But
Yeah,
all
that'll
right,
be a good one.
all right. Tell us what's going on with FatBallGuyRacing.com.
Yeah, we just dropped the price again for the rest of the summer, $99, and you get basically 2 full months through the end of Kentucky Downs, which everybody loves to play Kentucky Downs. So, you get to jump in, you get Saratoga, you get Del Mar, and we're doing a lot of tests behind the scenes to see what the future holds. And we'll talk about that at another time. But yeah, it's a fun time to be part of FatBallGuyRacing.com, and hopefully we'll see everybody up at Saratoga, Alabama week. A bunch of us are going up.
All right, sounds good. Well, hope you cashed in the Haskell. We'll be back with some more races of the week, maybe later this week or at least next week. So everybody have a great Monday, and we'll talk soon.